Hello and welcome to SF Sketchfest at Club's Fugazi. Thank you so much for coming. Please take a moment to turn off your cell phones. There is no videography or photography during the show. And also please take a moment to notice your emergency exits. They might be in front of you. And now, without further ado, Grogus and Gragras, please welcome to the stage, Watto.
It's house tonight, and this is what I want to see. Every single person came out to San Francisco. Come on, show some respect. Oh, please, please, please. Please, settle down, settle down. No, stay up. Fight me on it. Fight me. No, come on. We have a hard out. But stay up a little bit longer. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to right off the bat call out one thing I've seen here, which is, this is Watto's tote bag from Skywalker Ranch. We'll talk about it. I placed it here on this chair with a back. Someone moved it to this side of the stool, no back. I have a guess who it was, and it will be litigated later. But as the first person who comes out on stage, I'm very proud to claim my seat. Hello. How are you folks doing tonight? Yes. I have to say, I've been a little on edge all weekend. From the moment I landed in this fair city. After all, I have heard that San Francisco is a little sketchy this time of year. Come on. Fucking give it to me. Give it to me. Come on. There we go. I made that exact joke last year 5 times. And my goal is to break that record tonight. But it's a funny time in San Francisco. All the best and brightest have come out to see the George Lucas talk show tonight. Let's quick show of hands. Not applause. If you want to do applause, that's gratis, but that does not count in the survey. The question is, raise your hand if you have in any way before consumed the George Lucas talk show. In-person live stream. Great. Very cool. Very encouraging. Now let's do a second round. Raise your hand if you have never seen a second of the George Lucas talk show before. Great. Now, I want to keep your hands up. I want to state something very clearly. This is a safe space. Despite my jokes of San Francisco being sketchy this time of year, and this doesn't count as the second time I've made the joke. You'll know when I made it. Keep the lights up, keep the hands up. This is a safe space. There are no wrong answers in this room. And with that being established, I want to ask you with the Jar Jar Binks t-shirt, way to pick a favorite. Safe space, no wrong answers. What do you think this is? Safe space. Don't laugh, safe space. Late night parody spoof featuring God's Gift to Man, Watto. Go on. I like where you're heading here. Yes, and George Lucas. That's a really good answer. There's one small detail you got wrong. Probably just misspoke. I understand it's stressful under the lights and everything. This is not the parody spoof. This is one of the most serious talk shows in the world. Every other detail of what you said is correct. About 10 years ago, 11 now, George Lucas was the victim of a horrible crime. His beloved child, his firstborn, Lucasfilm, was stolen, left behind a ransom note written in blood. Dear George, Thank you for agreeing to sell Lucasfilm to us. Here are the $6 billion we agreed upon. Sincerely, the Walt Disney Pictures Company. A crime! Where some creatives would cower in defeat, George seized an opportunity, a chance to showcase a different side of his great creative mind. Finally, pivot to a format that allows him to showcase his sparkling personality, his infamous way with words, and his ability to connect deeply with any other human being on a multitude of emotionally engaged subject matter. And that is where the George Lucas Talk Show was born. So tonight you're going to see some real celebrities come out and be interviewed by a real billionaire filmmaker, retired filmmaker. And that's what this is. Let's just test out, do the scales quickly. What are you going to do if something funny happens here tonight? Great. What are you going to do if something sad happens? God forbid. What are you going to do if one of our surprise guests on the show tonight is a Waymo? Interesting. I was just curious what the temperature in the room is. What will you folks do if it turns out to be an Oops, All Waymos show? That wins you over. Okay. I think I got it. I think I have a read on you folks. Let's start the fucking show.
Please welcome retired filmmaker George Lucas.
He's doing it. He asked me before the show if I thought it was worth him going up there. He said maybe I enter from there. This is funnier with the music abruptly cut out. He has now only successfully high-fived maybe 1/10 of the crowd, and he's committing. He's going up to the other balcony. He's doing it. Dead silence, musically, just my narration. No one say he's not a social animal. Look at him, engaging with the public. Oh, if he could, he would talk to every one of you for hours about anything you chose. And he's coming back downstairs, and there are still 2 sections on the floor he has yet to high-five. And he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's working that aisle. He's reaching deep. I like that it feels like there was a preemptive decision The second it was going to be clear that the music would run out before he finished, to just cut it out there and then. Why not give him as little latitude as possible to do this? And now I think he's basically done it. We have a hard out after our show. This space is turning to a performer party. He is high-fiving the front office. He went to the box office. He is high-fiving the staff. He is working the aisle again. He's going to the back wall. The banister. He's going in between the aisle. He's holding up a copy of Priceless Facts About Money. That's a good audience member. But George, seriously, remember that they need to turn this into a party space 5 minutes after our show is done, so that the cast of Airplane can come in here and reminisce or whatever.
Hello, I'm George Lucas, creator of Star Wars.
And I am the recently deceased Watto.
Now let's unpack that just for a second before we bring our guests out. First of all, how are you, Watto? You look well for someone who's deceased.
I feel surprisingly good. I've never felt better. Maybe I should die more often. Do folks know about this? Do we have a lot of news readers in the house? We have people watching CNN and the like.
In the decade plus so we've been doing this show,
Yes.
there hasn't been a lot of Watto news.
No.
And so we were pretty excited when this week a couple of preview pages from an
Yes.
upcoming Kylo Ren comic book series.
Sneak peek panels.
Sneak peek.
Sneaky peek a panel.
Let's go ahead and bring Patrick out.
Let's bring Patrick out.
Patrick?
Patrick.
Oh no! Hello.
You know, sometimes.
I'll sit on the stool.
Yeah, you will. Yes, you
I
will.
know. Yeah, I know.
In this modern world, sometimes, you know, I feel like there's this experience we can all relate to, which is suddenly your phone starts blowing up, right?
That's right.
You start hearing ding, 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 and you go, oh no, something really bad or really good just happened. And this is the final moment before I check my phone and figure out why everyone is reaching out to me at the same time.
You dead, bro?
But I had a bad feeling before that happened. I was sitting at home in silence, meditating. And then I heard, hee 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 hee. Ha 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 ha. And I went all the way from the California canyons. I heard the echo of Patrick Kottner's laugh.
Yeah.
Someone must have died.
I live in the canyons.
And I
That's
went,
it.
oh no, what famous celebrity has passed away? Am I going to hear this tragic news? And yet I find out he's laughing at my untimely death.
I've been waiting for years to laugh at Watto's death.
Now, Patrick, do we have the pages to show during the show?
I can pull them. Yeah, I can get them
You
for
can
us.
pull them up?
Yeah, sure.
You can put them up on your cell phone, walk through the aisle, and show people your phone one at
Yeah.
a time.
Yeah. No, I will get them
It's a
on the
good
screen.
system.
Hang on.
Because how many of you heard the news and how many are, this is shocking? Say, I heard the news if you've heard the news.
Yeah.
Say, if you have, is this the first you're hearing of it? Say, this is shocking.
This is shocking. This is shocking.
All right, so
Yeah.
like America, it's 50-50 split.
Divided nation.
Why can't we get a simple majority on anything?
Not even the death of Watto and Jimmy Carter, two of the great Americans, can heal this broken nation.
A peanut farmer and a junk dealer.
Okay.
Tomato, tomato.
Now, the thing is, these are just pages from the comic book. I'm going to describe them, and then you'll see them on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren goes to the planet Tatooine, where famously little Annie was Watto's slave.
Little Annie.
Yeah.
Little
One
Annie.
of 2 slaves.
Yes, and
He
his,
wasn't
and
the
his,
only
and his
one.
mommy.
Yes.
Watto owned them both.
Yeah.
And Kylo Ren's going back because he's like, I want to see where my grandfather grew up. And he's
It's
sensing.
like, you know, sometimes you go to like Key West, Florida, and you get the tour, and you go, hey, where did Hemingway drink when he was here, you know?
Yes.
Show me what the hot spots are. Kylo goes to Tatooine, and he's like, where did Darth go when he needed to kill somebody?
And he has a vision, and we see these panels of Darth Vader force choking Watto.
Yes.
Do we have that?
Do we have it? Do we have that?
Do we have
Oh,
it?
sorry, it's loading. It's loading.
loading.
It's
Okay.
loading, it's loading.
It's loading.
But you
It's loading.
see Watto seemingly choking to death in the reflection of Vader's goggles. Seemingly!
Now, it's a big panel where you just see Vader, who's he's got the reflection of Watto.
There we go.
All right?
Vader
That's
must have returned here, taken his revenge.
Now, I want to caution people because... I want to caution people here because as a storyteller, I know what I'm looking at. Because who knows Watto better than me?
No one.
First of all, Watto, famously, you're a bad guy.
In the sort of Billie Eilish sense.
Yes.
Yes.
And what doesn't work on you?
Mind tricks
Jedi mind tricks don't work on him.
don't work on them.
Now, I would contend that Sith force chokes don't work on Toydarans the same way.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm the guy who made Watto.
He made me.
I think Watto only gets choked if he wants to get choked.
Yeah. If he likes.
I think this is consensual force choke play.
Yeah.
I think Vader returned there. He sees his old pal Watto, because Vader's bad now too. He's not going to be mad at another bad guy.
Yeah.
He probably game respects game.
Game respect game. What's another thing we know about Watto?
Wears little hat. And then he
Yes.
stops wearing the little hat.
I should target this because you could go on all day with things we know about Watto.
Yes.
A thing we know about Watto is that he is a fantastic actor.
Oh.
Which means, I don't know if you've seen my work, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, but look at that performance there. Oh no, I'm dying. Check out this performance. Oh no, I'm dead.
I think if we look to this and we see what we're actually being told.
Yeah.
Watto, I don't see a guy being choked to death. I see a guy who's into it.
Yeah.
Imagine him saying, "Oh, baby, don't stop."
This is what I see. In that pose, I see, oh me, oh my. I'm getting hot and bothered by this.
That's it. You
Now-
see the shake lines from your hand, but you don't know how far it goes. It's actually you just fan.
more.
You're saying,
Shaking
"Give me
is this
more.
little
Yes.
Give me more."
More.
Yeah,
How do you like it? How do you like it?
More.
Now here, taking his revenge,
Yeah.
everybody who's commented on this online says this is Watto screaming and dying.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like Watto laughing with pleasure.
It does. I've never seen Watto look more like Patrick than in that image right there, laughing all the way to the bank.
I think what we're seeing here might be what the French call a little death.
Le petit mort! Le petit mort!
And I think we'll find out for sure in like 2 weeks. I think that's when the issue comes out.
Yeah, I've only seen these, so this is my call. I wouldn't be surprised if the revenge that they're referring to is something that Vader might have wanted to team up with Watto.
Now,
Like,
George-
let's go get revenge
Petit
on.
revenge!
Let's go get revenge on those Tusken Raiders or whatnot.
George, a friend of the show, Charles Soule, wrote this comic.
Yeah, that's right.
Should we have everyone here send him a message via social media somehow?
Sure.
I don't know. What do you want? Like,
I don't want anything. This is your idea.
I don't know. Like,
I want to explain something to you about pitching ideas.
I've got an idea. No,
You
I
don't
just
go
like,
into a room,
Okay.
pitch an idea, and then say, "What do you want to
I'm
do
an
with it?"
ideas man, George. What if, he's on Blue Sky, he's on X, he's on Instagram, whatever. What if you sent him a message just being like, was Watto's death little? Something
Sure.
like that. Can we all take out our phones now if you have a social media platform? It's Charles, Soule. I don't see a lot of people taking out their phones. I want him to get 100 notifications right now.
Patrick, I
Yeah.
don't know if you keep up with the news. People hate social media right now.
Just pretend.
This is a new segment that Patrick has introduced without clearing it called Patrick Annoys a Friend of the Show.
Yes.
He'll be fine. He'll be
And
fine.
also encourages the
I-
audience to not pay attention to the show for the following 90 seconds.
Patrick, let's bring the guests out.
I would love
Patrick,
it.
let's bring the guests out.
I would love it. Watto, do you want to introduce him?
Yes, I'd love to.
Okay.
Enough of these bad ideas. Time for some good guests. God forbid we do the talk show. Grogros and Grogras, Please welcome to the stage Mo Willems, Rob Corddry, Nina West, John Morris.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Boom, 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 boom. Here we are. Here we are. Rocking the roof off, Nina. It's John. It's John.
John.
It's John.
Jace John.
Should we? It was
Well, welcome
John.
to the show, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very rowdy crowd.
The crowd was doing something this hasn't been an audience-initiated custom. It's fairly recent, which is when the guests come out, they yell, "Our guests." And then the last guest to sit becomes the power guest. And what that means is so far down to the discretion of said power guest.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was a photo finish. It was touch and go because there were.
I think it was John.
Yeah, John,
From
I
our
believe you were the
angle, it
last
looked like
person to
John.
fully sit down. So
Yeah.
you are the power guest.
Congratulations.
Right in the middle. Yeah.
What power do I have?
Now I'm trying to keep track of how I know everybody because I think I have a connection to everybody. You and we're Robot Chicken guys from way back. We both did. I did Robot Chicken. You did Robot Chicken. So we're part of the
That's right.
Robot Chicken gang.
That's right.
So we're peers.
Yeah, we're colleagues.
We both do the same thing sometimes.
Robot Chicken.
And we've appeared in hit comedy movies.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What comedy movies have you been in?
Beverly Hills Cop 3. Big hit
Congrats.
movie. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I was on Just Shoot Me. I was on the OC. You know, I've done some stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
What a get for them. George Lucas.
But let's talk about some of your movies.
Okay.
Hot Tub,
Hot
Time
Tub.
Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine, I feel like is a lot like the Star Wars universe.
Very tech-based.
It's very what?
Tech-based. It's
Very
about the technology, and there's an element of magic to it.
Yes.
You
That
made an
sense-
episode 2. You did an episode 2 of Hot Tub.
We did episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Attack of the
Hot
Tubs.
Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the script, when I first got it and saw that it said Hot Tub Time Machine on it, I was like, oh, come on. And then the first page before the script said, based on the incredibly true story. and I was like, oh, I'm in, I'll do it, yes.
Isn't it funny how comedy works? Because at
That's-
first you were like, this is bad, and then 1 second later you said, this is good.
I was just like the audience that I condemn for not going to a movie called Hot Tub Time Machine because it's called Hot Tub Time Machine.
But it did well. It was a success, and people laughed.
You got a
In
second one.
retrospect, it did well.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the years.
But
it's
I mean,
done
you
well.
got a sequel, so it had to have done okay. Was it DVDs? Like, why did
It
you get the
was-
sequel if you don't think it did well?
Eventually, it became like a cult
Yeah.
classic of sorts, and then they did 2, and they were like, "Oh shit, what did we do? This is a terrible idea."
Right. Now, do you feel like the story was over in the first one, or do you feel like the
Oh
second?
no.
Yeah.
No, I feel like there's definitely more story to tell.
Why? Well, because that's my question. Why not a trilogy? Like, I think that's.
I agree with you, and I believe we should do the third one when we're about, maybe in our mid to late 60s. And they'll have to age us down.
What if you make a Hot Tub Time Machine 3, you wait another decade, and the plot is you have to go back to the first Hot Tub Time Machine? That rather than the younger versions being like teenage
Yes.
versions, it is you at the time of the first movie.
We just swallow ourselves right up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's I don't know if people have asked you this, and I apologize if they have. But it's
okay.
something that's been top of my mind for years.
Go ahead.
People may forget this. Recent Academy Award nominee Sebastian Stan is in the first Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yes, that's the reason my oldest child watched Hot Tub Time Machine. Because Sebastian Stan was in it. Both my kids, probably, they're big fans.
So in Avengers Endgame, spoilers, the Avengers realize they have to go back in time to stop Thanos, right?
Okay.
And there's a scene where they're explaining it, and they're like, I don't know how time travel works, if it's like Back to the Future, Hot Tub Time Machine shit. I think Don Cheadle says a line like that while Sebastian Stan is in the scene. Making it clear that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Hot Tub Time Machine has been released.
It exists.
Now, I understand that he was the Winter Soldier. He was frozen. He probably was not walking around when that film was in theaters. But do you think if he saw the movie, he'd go, what the fuck? Who is this fucking guy? Google, Google, Google. Sebastian Stan? This guy looks just like me. Does Sebastian Stan exist as an actor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, separate from Bucky?
Jesus.
I've spent 6 straight years thinking about this.
Wow.
You
Can
must
I
have the
think
answer.
about that?
Yes.
We'll
Get
come back.
to
We'll
it.
come back to you.
Get
Yeah,
back to
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, Mo, you and I are storytellers.
Yes, we are.
We also do the same thing.
I dread the fact that that is true.
Yeah. I think the pigeon is very funny.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I think it's a classic comedy character.
Thank you.
I always get a kick out of him.
Very kind.
And I know these are kids' books, but I think they're funny.
Yeah.
Funny is funny, if you don't know.
These are books for people who have not yet learned to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
And so embarrassment is a learned disease. Thousands, millions of teenagers are
Right.
dying of embarrassment every day.
That's right.
And nobody is doing anything about it.
Yeah.
You won't believe this, but George said that every single day when we were filming Phantom Menace. He said, don't be embarrassed. These are movies for people who don't yet know what embarrassment is. Yeah.
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 Well, I want you to know I'm a fan.
Oh,
Yeah. Does that mean something to you?
to me?
Yeah.
Do you buy the books or do you go to the library?
Yeah, I buy the books.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a hardship. I don't go to the library. Like I believe in libraries. I buy libraries when they close down.
Oh, that's nice.
like
That's nice.
You have
That's
you
nice.
I
have
have
a
a library on
library.
Skywalker
Right,
Ranch that's
right.
made. Part of it is made up of movie studios used to have libraries, and
Right.
when they would get rid of their libraries, I would buy them, and they would become part of the Skywalker Ranch library.
But at that point, that's a collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but people come in. They have people who come
Oh,
in.
yeah. Is that right?
It's
He's
like a
paid
research
librarian.
a
Do you
research
do
library.
story times?
Do I do story times?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done story times.
At
yeah.
the library?
Yeah, not
Yeah.
every day. It's not
Okay.
it's not a public library.
Well, that's why I was wondering what it
Yeah.
was.
No, but I've done a lot. I've done a lot of good works for people. That's not what this show is. It's not me
Right.
listing all the good works that I've done. I've
But
done-
we have time.
We don't have
Oh, we
time.
don't have time.
They need to
Understood.
turn this into a party space.
Oh,
Yeah,
got it.
I've got a party here right after this. So
exactly.
we gotta get out of here.
Now,
Yes.
are you? I've paid you a lot of compliments. I don't hear anything coming back. I don't know if you've seen.
That's good.
Are you a fan? Is this a one-way street?
It's a long pause, George.
It's a long pause.
It's a
Okay,
long pause.
asked and answered.
I mean,
It's
but
okay.
no,
They're
yeah,
not for
yeah.
everybody.
I don't know why we need to have wars about stars. I think everybody 5 stars. Everybody should get 5 stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. The audience, you're a 5-star audience, right?
Right.
This venue, it's a 5-star venue.
Yeah.
Yes.
The guests, they are 5-star guests. No wars, 5 stars for everybody. As long as we acknowledge it's on a 10-star scale. Everybody is 5-star because we're all average.
Mo, just to correct you quickly, we only have 4-star guests tonight because Albert Brooks said no. So we're very happy for our 4-star guests.
Thank you,
but
thank you.
We couldn't get the fifth.
No, I know Star Wars because I'm of my generation. I saw it when I was a kid.
There's no generation for Star Wars. It's for all ages. Everybody in here is of the generation.
So I was 9 years old.
Great.
I saw a movie called Star Wars.
All right, so you saw a rough cut
Right.
of a movie, the 2015 motion picture.
And I'm
the 2015
right.
Disney Plus original motion picture.
There we go.
A New Hope.
Yes. And so I'm Dutch originally. So I saw the movie and I left the movie at 9 and I said, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father.
How'd you know?
Because the word
Oh,
father...
are we spoiling stuff for you, Rob?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
His name in Dutch is Darth Father.
Holy
He's father.
shit.
It's like naming somebody Meanie McBadpants. You know they're bad.
A very smart 9-year-old who knew Dutch.
No, I was a very Dutch 9-year-old.
I guess that's fair.
I wasn't like a genius 9-year-old. He was like, oh, I think if I ever land in Suriname, I'll be able to communicate. I'll learn Dutch. No, I was a Dutch kid who knew what the word father meant.
Sure.
Because it's a standard Dutch word, right?
I have to. I do.
You're right.
I mean, it wasn't like I knew the Dutch for electroconnectivity, right? It's father, mother, feed me, love. Although in Dutch there is no word for love.
Mo, to be fair, every time Patrick has met a Dutch person, he turns to me and goes, check out the big brain on this one.
I think this is a fun theory that a child once had. But I hate to point out to you that the story you were watching took place long before the Netherlands ever even existed. So there's no way it could have meant that.
And so
Dutch as a
far away.
language did not. Yeah, the distance, I mean, the time is the bigger element, but also it's so far away.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, he didn't know when he took that name that he had kids who had survived.
Holland is known as the Netherlands. It's very far away as well.
Yes, I agree. I agree, but I'd say this is just a
You
coincidence.
seem to be disagreeing, George.
I do, because it's more like dark. If he's a dark father, it's more like he's a dom daddy. Do you know what I mean? There are different meanings to the words. We've already shown panels of Dom Daddy choking out Watto.
You putty ball!
Now, John,
Yes,
you work for my old company sometimes.
that's right, George.
Because I made Pixar and then I sold it when I needed some cash.
You need to make a library.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And so we are connected. I was never your boss.
Right, not technically.
Not technically, but there's a lineage there in that I created Pixar, and then you are a very, very historically significant part of Pixar history.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And did you ever think about me when you were like, did you know, was that a thing you knew when you worked on the first,
I
on your
did
first
hear
Toy
your
Story?
name referenced.
By who?
Sometimes. By the Pixar creative team I
Yeah.
was working with, and when they were talking about the history of Pixar, and that a lot.
We're
of
going to
it-
get into the weeds with you. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, okay.
I just want
Watto
to-
has about 30 questions
I have a lot.
lined up.
I want to clarify for our audience that John was the voice of Andy Davis in the Toy Story films. And I also want to clarify that I have seen those movies.
Yes. The quadrilogy,
For now,
for now, soon to be a quintilogy.
quintupleology. Quintuplets, yes.
Nina.
George!
You and I have met recently.
Yeah, we met about a year ago, George.
That's
yeah.
right. Oh, it's our anniversary, Nina.
Oh, and you're always laying
Now,
it thick
Nina,
on me,
I'm a
George,
married man.
always.
Let's not get, before we get too flirtatious. This is my wife's book, Priceless Facts About Money. And there was an audience member who had a copy before. He's I think, the best person here. Oh, What do we have here? Now, Mo, I hope this didn't cut into your sales too much, that my wife made a kid's book.
I'd be happy to sign it.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, you're doing well enough. You can stand a little competition.
Yeah.
It's a different lane. You're not writing these
it's not my
nonfiction
lane.
books
No.
about money for kids.
No.
Nina, I want to talk about what happened a year ago. I want to catch up.
Oh yeah, so George, we met, just in case you forgot, we met at the Ace Eddie Awards.
I remember.
Yeah, you remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Ace Eddies I hosted this award ceremony that honors Hollywood's editors, and George, you were being honored last year.
Yes, that's
Yeah, I
right.
remember, yeah.
My ex-wife was an editor, but I'm the one who was being honored. And I'm married to a hit, successful authoress now. That's right. The best revenge is living well.
We'll get to it. We'll talk about
talk
it.
about
But
the
wait,
stained glass.
let's finish this story.
No, so George, we were in the green room, and I walked up to you, and I was wearing this outfit to really celebrate you being honored. I was dressed as Leia with a Jabba the Hutt kind of on my shoulder, and you walked up to me. I'll never forget it. As long as I live, George, you really do make magic on the screen and in person. You walked up to me and you didn't look at me, no. You looked right at Jabba the Hutt, which also, friends, was my left tit.
Now
What can I say? I'm a Hut man.
we do have a photo of this.
Oh, you have a photo?
Yeah, this is you with Kevin Smith. Friend of the show, Kevin Smith.
So Jabba's a pretty big. That's Hollywood's Kevin Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
Chasing Nina is what we're calling that picture.
Friend of the show, Patrick wants everyone to get their phones out and tweet at Kevin Smith something irritating.
That Kevin Smith on Twitter.
But George, I don't know if you remember. So you looked like dead in the eyes of Jabba, and you started to speak Huttese.
Oh, yo.
It was something like that, yeah. And I had built this costume with the designer so that we would actually, when I touched my left hand, Jabba spoke. And so when I hit my left hand back, you were quite surprised and startled when Jabba started to talk back that you quickly punched Jabba in the face.
Now, Nina, if we can rewind the story a bit, I feel like a little bit earlier you established what part of your body Jabba's face correlated to.
Listen, if I were litigious,
Litigious.
I would have a little bit of Skywalker Ranch, okay? It was my titty.
Yeah.
You punched my tit.
Ooh.
It's so good to see you again.
But I felt like we had a nice moment.
It was so magical for you in my breast that I don't know.
We do have the other
do
photo.
We have the other photo?
There is a photo of you
okay,
too.
Okay. I mean,
Nina, can you go stand? Why don't we just do it up here? Let's do it up here. Yeah, right up here. Everyone, get your phones out, take pictures of this. Here we go. Oh.
Also, my eyes are up here, okay? But that was magic, George, and I'm just so thrilled to be
I loved
here
it.
tonight with these 5-star out of 10-star guests.
John, how old were you when you were cast in the first Toy Story? Because animation is a notoriously long process.
7 years old.
7 years old. And that's a young age. You clearly were already a very skilled, keen, intuitive actor at that point. Were you consciously, from that moment, playing Andy as a pointed commentary on the idea of an apathetic God in a careless world? Apathetic may be the wrong term, but a God who merely views us as playthings. Because I've always read that in your performance. I said, he's got the take here.
I was very method because I played in my room for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And so then when I got in front of the microphone, I was just like, okay, I'm going to keep playing with my favorite toys.
When you were recording, would they give you toys to play with, or would you bring toys in? Because I assume for the first movie, the merch did not exist yet.
Yes, the very cool thing actually is
Everyone, please allow us this time. This is very important to me. Go on.
I was, in many cases, the first to play with the toy.
Oh my God. Oh, I think I just pity Morty a little bit right now. Go on. They gave you prototypes or early production samples?
There were early prototypes, early.
Oh, that rules. Go on.
Because I had to, Andy had to see what Woody was like and how he moved and how he,
Yeah. For the earliest recording sessions, were you going off of concept art? Were they describing?
Both concept art, storyboards, renderings.
Wow.
But the cool thing is maybe many of you know this. George probably knows it.
Yeah, I know.
But Woody and Buzz didn't always look like Woody and Buzz, and you can kind of Google and.
You're talking back to Lunar Larry days when Buzz was little.
You can see early drawings.
Careful when you Google Woody. I mean.
Well, right, fair.
Especially early Woody.
I mean.
Right. Maybe you have to Toy Story. Yeah.
Yes.
Concept drawing.
Okay, so when you were first seeing it, was it like larger ventriloquist dummy Woody and tiny little red
Correct.
Buzz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's smart.
Yeah.
You're on it. You're on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
I'm just really happy right now.
That's a scary part in the process when you have a movie before you know whether the merch is going to sell. Because sometimes it sells a lot and sometimes it doesn't sell at all. And then you're just left with a lot of merch.
I remember George one day taking me to a warehouse, and it was stacked from floor to ceiling, high as the eye could see, just pallets and pallets of Watto koosh balls. And he said, if I'm wrong on this, I'm going to have to sell off a couple libraries. And the tension there was...
Although by that time, we'd gotten smart. You sell the license, and then the risk is on other people, small business owners, who are excited about Star Wars is back, and I bet we're going to sell a lot of these new Jar Jar Binks toys. But it's exciting when it works, and with Toy Story, indisputably, it works. The Andy character... always meant a lot to me because I thought that's the best on-screen representation of what I consider the main customer base that has built my fortune. Like millions and millions of Andys, maybe billions of Andys out there saying, please, can I have not a Buzz Lightyear, but maybe a Dark Vader, Dark Daddy, or a Luke Skywalker action figure, So it warmed my heart, but it's also perilous. I like those stories, you're thinking, when they grow up, but then there's new kids, you have Bonnies, you have, new customers. So it's heartwarming again,
Yes.
I understand.
You get it, right, Mo?
Wasn't there a scene in an arcade or something in a later movie?
Pizza
so there's
Planet.
It's just full of customers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the customers. Yeah.
That's not even mentioning Al's Toy Barn. I mean, come on.
And I remember there was when they had the very sad song when the old toys are getting abandoned, and everyone around me was crying, and I was like, why is everyone crying? It means they have to buy new toys. You know, that's the circle of life. The circle of merchandising. That's right. That's right.
Watto, Sebastian Stan and the Winter Soldier exist in the same universe.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Canonically.
That's canon. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Go on. Sorry.
That was
Go
No,
on.
very
no,
nice
that's
of you.
exciting.
That was very kind.
Yeah, you got some
That's
answers.
very exciting. I want to ask you about Frank Wrench on Arrested Development.
You and absolutely no one ever. I'd love to talk about Frank Wrench.
Is he really? What's his story? What was his backstory? 'Cause
Let's remind people of Frank Wrench.
It was about 45 years ago. I don't remember. It was Arrested Development.
Yeah, but he got in trouble for hunting wolves.
Gone.
Yeah?
I don't remember that.
It was the logo for it. It was a character on a show.
Yes.
And the logo looked a little bit like Monk, so you were spoofing a little bit.
Ooh.
Wrench was like Monk.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to do with that.
You didn't write it, but you performed
No,
it.
I performed it. I just remember I had to carry Portia de Rossi all day long, like back and forth, because she didn't like the way, I don't know, I was carrying her or something, or
Right.
maybe the ground was uneven, and
Right.
she wanted to find a even patch of ground.
Right.
And I literally had her in my arms all day long, and that's what I remember about Frank Wrench.
Right. So he's a hunter, and like you were hunting wolves.
Sure.
I
yeah,
think,
it
weren't
sounds
you?
right. It sounds right.
It's been a long time since I saw it. I might be
Yeah.
misremembering details.
It sounds
And you
right.
carried.
He was basically Frank Wrench was the character.
Yes.
And then there was an actor.
It was layered. You were the actor who was playing this character.
Who was playing this character?
I'll look it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
yeah. It's worth it.
I don't mind looking it up.
It's worth it. I don't
Yeah.
know how I fit into the larger story, or
Well, you don't need to. As an actor, you just play your part, right? You're just a cog in the machine, right?
well, I guess it's a.
I mean,
way
there's more
looking at
polite ways of putting it, but like you're part of telling the story, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
important. It's important because you can't. I mean, you can replace actors, but you shouldn't.
Shouldn't you though?
I don't know. I mean, you can.
You sure
I
can.
mean, I have.
Yeah.
I've replaced actors. I've had actor play a role, and then he's a ghost, and you're like, let's get the other actor to be a ghost. Just a different ghost.
I think continuity is important. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm not. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And don't sign away your right, your digital rights.
Right.
I'm not
Well,
in the
I am
game
thinking-
anymore, so I don't.
I am thinking about when they did the recasting in the Twilight movies, and I spent like the first part of the movie being like, I have no idea who this character is. Well, because it's a new actor who is playing that character. Like literally, I'm just like, is this the same story? And like, is this the same? And you know, my siblings like, oh, that they recast it. It's like, why? You know, it's confusing. It's confusing.
Yeah.
You
Rob?
get it. You get it. Thank you. You're like, yeah.
Rob, I'll give
ahead.
you $1 million.
He's good for it. It's a
I'll give you
parking
$1
ticket.
million
Definitely good for it.
Okay.
if you
Definitely
can
good.
name the name of the actor you played who played Frank Wrench.
Oh no.
Anton Shears.
He's a gun rights advocate. And the rumor was that he was hunting people, there was Moses, that first name, I've already telling you it, so the deal's off.
I didn't remember.
Moses Taylor,
Moses.
and the rumor is that he hunts people, and it's in the episode where they keep hearing a wolf howling, and you're like, not again, because you don't want to get reported about in the tabloids.
You're just making me think, like, where has all this stuff gone? It's not in my head anymore. I don't know.
You know what's the real shame, Rob?
Yeah.
Just like an hour ago, backstage, George came to me. He had a duffel bag. And it was $1 million. And he said, I really don't want to have to bring this all the way back to the ranch. If I could find someone to give it to, it would make my life a lot easier.
I said to Watto, I said, maybe I'll give this to Rob. I have a fun thing planned for him.
He'll definitely
know this.
The name of the character.
I don't know whether I should bring this out.
Oh, no.
This is from the Coppola Ranch.
Yeah.
We have
That's some Sophia Rosé.
This is Sophia Rosé. Patrick, do you want to open this? I don't want to.
Yeah, sure.
And then we also have a Skywalker Chardonnay. Yes. From the vineyard.
I also I have a couple of things I want to give away to the audience. Ooh. What?
You have that $1 million just sitting there as well.
Yeah, no, I have the $1 million, but this is more fun. So these are little bags from Coppola, the Coppola Ranch restaurant. My buddy Francis. These little bags. You two want these bags? All right, there you go. These are from Skywalker Ranch. These are...
George, I want to say, we were eating at the Coppola restaurant. We went to go visit the restaurant, and the waitress saw the empty bags on the table, really tried to take them away, and George was like, no! And grabbed it so fast that she was so confused.
I said, no. And I didn't explain. I said, I want to keep those.
This is, I just want to quickly say, this is no shit, half of a pastrami sandwich from Skywalker Ranch. What? Skywalker pastrami that I will not be giving away to.
These are paper towels from the men's room at Skywalker Ranch.
Oh,
that ply looks very expensive, George.
What?
What an expensive ply you've chosen.
Yeah, spare no expense. Hold on. I wonder. I don't think I can make it.
Try it. Try it.
If it lands to them, it's theirs. This is not on you. I don't think it will. I don't think I will. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh!
Oh.
That was great.
Just what? All right.
What is that?
Don't worry, I'm not going to throw this. I wonder if I could reach the balcony with this.
Don't throw that.
I'm not going to throw it. I wonder if I can reach the balcony with this.
Don't hang over the balcony.
Hey!
Don't tell me what to do on my show.
Was that a puzzle? What is that?
It was a puzzle. It was a 500-piece Mandalorian puzzle. Now, I want to... we could just pass it out and everyone gets a piece of it.
Oh. Yeah, we're getting an okay. We're getting a nod.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Start passing the bag and we'll see if we can make it all the way around. When it gets to the end, someone just come walk down and give it to someone else and then we'll move it on like that.
Ooh, the person who gets the last piece will be the power top. Wait, that's different.
Yeah.
That's
fine. We can do that.
That's different.
I'm gonna...
I did not know that you gave away a piece of anything.
What do you mean? I donate a lot. Listen to any public radio show and listen to what is... The Lucas Foundation gives out a lot. We give out a lot.
So was the word Edutopia yours?
Edutopia?
Yeah, was that...
It's a good word. I don't think I came up with it, though. I like it. All
George,
right.
can I say, you did bring Watto and I to the ranch yesterday.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
went to go visit. And we went to go see the library. And we had never been to the library before. George has never let us in. And the librarians saw us walk in and said, oh, we wondered if you guys would ever make it here. It
Now,
was...
Patrick, let's clarify that story for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because George fucking lived there for decades.
No, I said us. They were saying that to us.
I'm Watto. I'm his friend. I'm there all the time. Do you know how many times I've been to that library?
I guess it was me. I guess they were saying it to me.
Yes. You think George never let me to the library before? Come on. We did.
George.
I just want to make something clear to our 4 5-star guests. George does not drink. George Lucas, the man who is on stage with us right now, has drank well less than 10 times in his entire life. And 3 of those times have been the last 3 San Francisco Sketchfest George Lucas performance.
Do you want me to open that one for you, George?
No. I think three glasses is good for me.
I think so too.
You drank 3 glasses already?
Yeah. This bottle is empty.
That's a Sophia. That's a Sophia bottle. Now, Sophia, of course, you cast as a royal handmaiden in Phantom, George.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you remember thinking on set, I bet she's got the good sparkling rosé in her? Or did that surprise you?
It's a total surprise. I didn't think that at the time. I didn't think that she would go on to be a major filmmaker. I didn't think she'd direct a Bill Murray Christmas special on Netflix.
I remember you, in fact, saying to me, I bet she never directs a Bill Murray Christmas special for Netflix. You were confident.
I knew there would be a Netflix. I didn't know it would be called Netflix, but I knew that was this. I knew that's the direction things were going. I have some gifts that Watto gave. Recently, we did a live stream, and Watto gave us some, what do you call this? Sensory slime?
It's a STEM product.
It's a STEM product.
They claim it's educational.
Like Play-Doh, kind of?
It's not like Play-Doh, because you can make things out of Play-Doh.
Let John play with at least one of them. Let's just show John what we got. Because I like the idea of John playing with toys on the show.
Yeah. You play with that? Does anyone else of our guests want to play with this? Open up and see what it's like.
It is like Play-Doh.
Well,
it's
just wait. Open it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not like Play-Doh.
What?
Oh, don't put the microphone. It might actually damage the microphone.
Now I don't know what to do with it.
You could.
I think somebody knows what to do with that.
John, I'll say this: it's not wet, and you can pull. You can pull it out, and it will be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh.
Like you can dump it out?
Yeah. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Just pull. Just pull on it.
I've never seen anybody so afraid of slime before.
There you go.
Look, George has such a free, childlike spirit.
He is. I thought you were going to say George is such a freak. That's what I really thought.
Who wants this?
Yeah. Break it up into 500 pieces.
No, that.
You could throw it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's give him the.
Here's its home.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh, okay.
Oh God. Does anyone at Club Fugazi have a hammer? It's a genuine question for Club Fugazi.
Patrick, you're aiding and abetting. Sometimes audience members do a real kindness. They come bring George early work prints of the Star Wars movies that have leaked out so that he can permanently take them back out of circulation.
I don't know if Club Fugazi heard me. If anyone has a hammer, we would love a hammer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, what is this?
Thank you, Christina.
These are pre-special edition copies. George,
Like the movie that I saw.
the movie that you saw.
I want to be clear, because I know a lot of you are sensitive about the collectability of these things. Boo-hoo. I will not damage this luscious packaging. All right? Maybe one of you who just booed me, is going to go home with this packaging tonight, and you can curl up with this antiquated format.
But George, I mean, even the packaging is outdated because on a lot of those movies, the runtime is different now.
Oh, fascinating, Patrick.
I'm just saying, like, I don't understand.
Runtime.
I just don't
Jesus
understand.
fucking Christ, is that what this show is? And the run times are a little different.
I'm just saying I don't understand why those are being spared.
Ooh, look at this. Star Wars Trilogy Gift Pack. May the trilogy be with you at the lowest price ever. $19.98 extra special proof of purchase. What a fine, fine thing. What's the, oh, I've already broken part of it.
I just quickly want to remind everyone that on my count, this is the 7th time George has had any amount of alcohol in his system, ever.
Well, I don't know how I get here tonight. Stay away from the light, George. George, move it a little bit away from the lights.
What?
On the edge. I just don't want you to accidentally hit those lights. Just
I
do
am not in control of myself, Patrick.
I know. Just do it a little bit more in. Okay. They're moving the lights away. Thank you so much, Club Fugazi. Oh my God. Shield your eyes.
Who booed? Who was most upset about this?
You got some right over there,
people?
George.
All right.
Does anyone watch VHS?
You're both hands up in the air.
Not these VHS, but other VHS.
In general? Yeah, some
Okay.
people do that.
Yes.
All right.
One, two, three, four.
Nina, what's your Star Wars origin story? Do you like Star Wars?
Oh, yeah, I love Star Wars.
I
Yeah,
know.
I remember when I was in high school, George. They did the re-release, so that's gonna
Special
date me a little
editions.
bit. The special editions.
Yeah.
And so we would cut school to go
Wow.
watch them at the midnight showing.
Oh,
in the theater.
yeah.
And we were really excited about those new digital, exquisite editions that you gave us.
What was your favorite part of the new stuff in the special editions? Do you remember liking part of it more?
I mean, Patrick's wearing I think the shirt of the greatest.
Oh, sure. I'm wearing an episode
that-
1.
that-
It's a Jar Jar shirt.
It's a Jar Jar shirt.
Yeah. We love Jar Jar.
What a great addition to the cinematic universe.
He's pretty good.
What do you think of Padme/Queen Amidala's looks in Phantom Menace? She's got quite a sort of a spread in that one.
Honey.
Honey.
Watto. Honey.
Watto.
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 Okay, Queen.
Okay, Watto.
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 Yes, Watto.
Can we shout out some of the looks?
Can we what?
Shout out some of the looks.
Okay, yes, we
Yes.
can, Watto.
Yes.
How about when she's talking to Palpatine in this? I'm sorry, in the
What?
Senate.
The floating Senate.
The floating Senate.
The floating Senate.
Yeah, wasn't
Yes.
that amazing?
Yes.
I love. Does anyone have a favorite look of Padme's that they want to shout out? Her royal
Yes,
kind of
the red
with
robe.
The red with the robe.
Yes. The
She was
half moon
serving.
hair.
Padme was serving high drag. Amidala was serving
Yes.
high drag.
Yes. And not only that, Padme was serving the citizens of Naboo. She was the queen of an
She
entire
said, honey,
planet.
she was serving and serving.
You know
She
what
said she was giving those Naboobians a show, honey.
I would go up to her on set sometimes and I would say, "Yas, Queen Amidala." And no one had said that at that point. That was early.
I think, Watto, you gave us language.
I did.
That we
Yeah.
were unable to really form ourselves.
Yes.
And because of you.
I gave it back to the culture. I'm
said,
not greedy in that sense.
You said, Yas, Queen.
Yas, Amidala.
And also, she better work. And
Honey,
then she was working.
She gave us
She
the
was
ultimate
working.
reveal when she said, I'm not actually a lady's handmaid. I am the queen.
Yes.
I said that was the first drag reveal ever.
Yeah.
Because there was many.
Because when it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it was so long ago.
Long time
It was
ago.
before the Dutch, even.
Well,
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Well before.
What was it like playing Divine?
Oh, the best day ever. I did the Weird Al movie. Weird Al Yankovic.
In the Weird movie?
Mutual friend, and walked on set, and
Yeah.
I got to play Divine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing, you know, and my lines were cut from the film.
And that happens. But you know what? That's the great thing about cinema is that you can always make a special edition. You add stuff back in that
I'm
shouldn't have
hoping.
been.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's like, you know, there'll be
They
like.
probably, you know what probably happened is they probably didn't have the technology to have your lines in the movie.
Well,
And they probably, at the time they made Weird, they probably were like, these lines didn't record, and then we'll record them later. Because that's what a special edition is. It's the stuff you weren't able to do technologically at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a tech issue.
I think it was a tech issue.
I was sitting, I ate, what was cut from the film was me eating what looked like dog shit. From the Weird Al movie. So there was
Divine's favorite food.
Divine loved it. And so like
Yeah.
I ate that in the film and I think the censor said, actually, we're just not going to do that. So
What did you
it got
really
cut.
eat, though?
It was a brownie,
Oh, okay, good.
which, you know, it's delicious.
Can we talk about George doing this Phil Donahue thing now?
What?
This is the first time you've done a kind of Donahue roaming the stage, putting your arms around the guests, leaning in for questions.
What are you talking about?
You're doing like a Phil Donahue.
Donahue.
Oh, right. Okay.
Are you
What's
looking
this?
for a Marlo Thomas?
Yeah.
Hold on. We have a new bottle open. Say when.
This is for you, George?
Yeah.
When? Try and savor. Try and savor this one.
Hey, Rob.
Right, two
That's right.
sips.
That's right.
Rob, earlier today you had a children's hospital reunion.
That's right.
You hung out with a bunch of children's hospital friends. Are we going to get more children's hospital in any form? How can we get it? What do we need to do?
God, am I committing to it if I say something now?
That's what
But
we want to make
We
news.
we've been talking casually about doing some more stuff. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Because I miss it. I missed it since we stopped doing it.
This is how it works. You say stuff and then it makes headlines
You make
and then
news.
things happen.
I know.
But that's how things happen.
But see, that will motivate me to do it.
Exactly.
So.
Is there a reason why we haven't seen more? Because sometimes if you need a villain to make the story really pop, is it like, we would be making them right now, except ... and then it gets people riled up. What's stopping it? You're talking casually about making more.
My
Paint the picture. Where were you when you were talking so casually?
laziness. It's just that people will say like.
People. No, who?
David Wayne.
David Wayne.
My executive producer. John Stern, I've talked to about it. He's the other executive producer, and
And they're yes.
Well, they're as much a yes as I am. Everybody's very busy, and they're.
Ooh, this sounds like a bunch of maybes.
All right, I'll do it. Jesus.
You'll do it?
I'll do it. In some form, I'll do it.
I have the contracts right here.
No. Well, my lawyer's got to look at those.
Mo, where's the pigeon going next? Can we make some news?
Yeah, we can make some news, some pigeon news. I will tell you a previously announced fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a drink for
But
every
you will hear it for
previously
the first
announced
time.
fact.
There is
Okay.
a new pigeon book coming out in about a month. And it is called Will the Pigeon Graduate?
Oh, you
Yeah.
devil.
Yeah.
That's smart, Mo.
Dr. Zeus
That's
has been
money.
dead a long time.
As the director of Iron Man once wrote, you're so money and you don't even know it. Graduation books are like Christmas books. It comes by every year. I wish I'd made a Star Wars graduation movie. It's a great idea. Just Star Wars, they should do a Star Wars graduation movie and then people would watch it every year.
George is now acting like he's a comedian doing a special about how people have tried to cancel him.
What else? Why'd you sit there?
It's true, because everyone chose their seats here. You had to pick a seat, and that was the one you thought.
And you sat there.
Yeah.
Why'd you sit there? I want to see what you have in common with that guy.
Do you two know each other? No. You and you. Oh, okay.
For real? Don't joke. Don't joke. What are your initials? What are your first and last initials? KD. Okay,
Lang.
hold on. KD, what are you... Hold on. What are your first and last initials?
Please.
No.
No.
What are they really? SJ. KD. SJ.
KD.
No, there's no...
SJ.
It's nothing. I thought it'd be something. It's meaningless. You try stuff. I want to...
George.
Hold on.
George, how about this?
Oh, we lost him. We lost him.
George, is this anything? How about this? KDSJ. Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Oh, not bad.
It's a new droid.
Yeah.
It's a new droid that wears a yellow jacket and a mask.
Yeah.
Let's get some fan art going. I do want to announce something. I forgot this, and now that I know I'm remembering it. I'm sorry, guests. So, last year, I don't know how many of you remember the late 1970s, early 1980s situation comedy Three's Company.
Where is this going?
Very funny show. It's just the example that popped in my head of like, there's an episode of that show where Jack Tripper, played by the late John Ritter, had 3 dates, and one was in his friend Larry's apartment, one was in his apartment, one was in either Mr. Furley's apartment or the Roper's apartment, but it was the downstairs apartment, and he's having to run back and forth between the things. So we promised something in the crawl, which is that I tell the real story about what happened last year at Sketchfest. All right, everybody says that the show last year that I got drunk and went off the rails.
That was a headline about a review of the show.
Yes.
It said, the George Lucas Talk Show goes off the rails.
Yes. And I don't know if you noticed last year, it may be imperceptible, but at the moment that we were doing the show in San Francisco, I was also hosting a fundraiser in Los Angeles at my mansion for then President Joe Biden.
This is true. This is very true.
This is true because we did the show on Saturday night. It made an article happen. Also, an article happened that revealed that I held a millions of dollars a plate fundraiser for, we now know, failed presidential re-election candidate Joe Biden.
Let's not say failed. Let's say incomplete presidential candidate.
At the time, we not failed. We were trying our best. We tried our best to save the country, and we failed. That night, I was running back and forth from LA to San Francisco. Back and forth through the whole show.
Yeah.
There's moments where it seems like I'm there. It's not. It's me. It's a hologram of me. I'm on my plane, flying to Los Angeles for the fundraiser. Hello, Mr. President. Hello. Yes, we're raising money. And then I fly back to Sketchfest, and I do the show. So, of course, the Sketchfest show went off the rails because I was run ragged between Northern and Southern California during a 90-minute show.
Yeah.
You were dry as a bone during that show, but how convenient that it appeared you got so drunk that you needed to go off stage and vomit, leaving you the perfect window to run back to a Biden fundraiser.
Now, I had 2 goals that we tried to achieve that night. One was in LA, and one was in San Francisco. In LA, we were trying desperately to re-elect President Joe Biden. The LA fundraiser failed. Not only was he not re-elected, he wasn't even re-nominated. Okay? Uh-huh. So the LA part of that night was a wash. It was a disaster. But the San Francisco Sketchfest goal, for those of you who remember, was to get season 2 of Frasier on Paramount Plus. And we did it! Within weeks, Fraser Crane and all his pals return to Paramount Plus.
Now, George, can we just say that I believe less than 2 weeks ago, it was announced that Paramount Plus has decided not to renew Frasier for a
There's
third season.
more work to do. We must keep on fighting. This is a dangerous time in America.
This is my
And if there is one thing that we can do, it's to get a third season of Frasier. Not on Paramount Plus. That ship has sailed. They don't want any more. SJ, KD, they don't want any more Frasier on Paramount Plus. They're good. But there are other streamers, at least 5. There's at least 5 other places.
This feels like a great time to ask our esteemed panel of guests, A, if they have anything they want to plug, and B, if they have any suggestions of rival streaming services that might make a good new home for Frasier.
I have a 2-part answer.
Okay.
All right.
Mo Williams.
Canopy.
Can you pee?
No, Canopy.
Oh, Canopy.
The library streaming service.
The
Wait, hold on,
library
what?
service.
There we go.
Mo, what? What is this?
I withdraw my comment.
Hold on, Canopy.
You know Canopy, George, the library streaming
Do
service.
they do originals? Do they do originals?
Not yet.
Yeah, well, see.
So-
Canopy.
Kanopy.
Second one, if somebody gets me a Sharpie and a piece of paper, I will draw this robot. I will
Whoa.
design the robot.
We must be able to do that.
Sharpie,
What do
piece of
you?
paper.
Jojo's
Sharpie,
gonna do it.
We're getting it.
Piece
We're
of
getting
paper
it.
and a Sharpie, and we will. What's the name?
And
of the
also, start
what's the name
tweeting
of
at
the
Canopy.
Hey,
There's a Sharpie.
Yeah.
thank you.
Start
And here, wait, Mo, behind you, there's a piece of paper.
Yes. KDSJ
Wow.
beep boop beep.
Okay, everyone's gonna have to take a second piece.
KDSJ.
Okay. Take 2 or 3. All right. We'll start with you, buddy. Okay.
KDSJ.
Rob, anything you want to plug? Any potential new home?
We also have this
Frasier?
large piece of cardboard for Mo.
I would like to plug the theoretical next season of Children's Hospital.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Canopy doesn't do original programming as of now, which means that Frasier season 3 or Frasier 3.0, if they want to do a hard reset, maybe they want to start him over somewhere else.
George, first of all, Rob was in the middle of doing plugs. Second of all, did you walk off stage to Google that?
No. I'm just saying, since Canopy doesn't do original programming, Frasier season 3 or Frasier 3.0 would be the crown jewel of Canopy.
They're running out of cities to put him in, George.
No, they're not. They could have him go to Birmingham, Alabama. That's funny, right? He would hate it there. Can you imagine? Even Mads Mikkelsen's Nazi in Indiana Jones 5 was his main thing in that whole movie was, I'm not going back to Alabama. It's the funniest line in that movie is that Nazi is like, can imagine nothing worse than living in Alabama.
Okay, we have a robot. Wow. Now okay. Sorry. Wow. Wow.
I need another piece of cardboard, and
I'll get you another piece of paper. Hang on one sec.
SGKG, whatever.
Oh
was
no!
so fast.
Did I drink this whole bottle?
This is the best
Was
show
I the only one who
ever.
drank this bottle?
Yeah.
Rob, I need to make it clear that compared to last year's show, this is like Downton Abbey live. This is him on like good behavior.
How dare you compare this show to last year's show?
Queen.
Nina, do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah.
I would like to plug the use of a hot tub time machine so George can get from
Yeah.
San Francisco
Yeah.
to Los Angeles next time to save the fucking country.
That's a great idea.
This is the Butter Bear AM radio.
Is that Lady Gaga?
What is this? Okay, George, that's enough.
All right, here's your next robot. This
Okay.
is KGS.
Oh, there we go. KDSJ. John, what do we got to plug, John?
Well, I am gonna stay after, and I'm gonna be back in that corner, and I'd love to chat with everyone then.
Yeah, he's gonna have some photos that he'll sign. You come approach them.
Yeah, I'll be back there. And also, I've been cast in an audio drama series I'm really excited about called Extinguished Worlds.
Ooh.
Tell us more about this. What's the nature of the Extinguished
Well, it's kind of sci-fi, George.
Ah,
I don't know if it's gonna be.
you had my attention. Now you have my interest.
And there's $1 million bag of money in the back.
Extinguished World.
Extinguished Worlds. It's sci-fi. It's post-apocalyptic.
All
so-
the fire extinguishers have been used. There's none left. They don't know how to make a new one. What do they do now?
Oh no.
Right?
They'll use that amazing seaplane with the water.
Mm-hmm. Seaplane. What happened to the A and B planes?
Can I ask John a very important question as time is running out?
Please.
At the end of Toy Story 2, the great American movie.
Toy Story 2, yes.
Toy Story 2.
Yes.
Andy comes home from cowboy camp.
Yes.
Triple R Rodeo cowboy camp.
Yes.
And on his bed are all the toys arranged. He doesn't understand that they had to hijack a luggage cart from the airport in order to get back home. But they're perfectly arranged on the bed around Etch-a-Sketch saying, "Welcome home, Andy." And he meets Jesse and Bullseye for the first time, antiques. And there is a joke I love where Andy runs up to them and says, "It's Bazooka Jane and her jet-propelled horse," and immediately begins playing with them because he does not know their backstory. He has not watched Woody's Roundup.
Pay attention to Watto. Pay attention to Watto.
Now, when we cut ahead, Toy Story 3, about a decade later,
Why
and
don't
Andy is
George's
going off to
puppets
college.
look like Watto?
Patrick,
Look at
please!
it. It looks
You're
like
being
you.
Very rude!
It looks like you, Watto.
Patrick! Andy is giving his toys to Bonnie,
Yes.
and he's handing them over.
Yes.
Here's Woody, here's Buzz, I'm getting the order wrong, but you get it. And I go, oh my God, what is he going to say when he hands Jesse and Bullseye over? And in fact, he says, "This is Jessie, the rootinest, tootinest cowgirl."
That's right.
And her loyal horse, Bullseye. As an actor, as to fill in the backstory between the text, when do you think he found out that their real names were Jessie and Bullseye, and how? When did the Bazooka Jane and her jet-propelled horse era end? This has been burning me up inside even more than the Sebastian Stan question.
I think this wins as like the most specific question about a plot I've ever received.
No one has asked
I love
you a
it.
question
I love
earlier
it.
than that.
I think Andy grew up. Andy grew up.
I fucking win.
Andy grew up, and he just, was teased for those first names.
Yeah.
And so with his friends, probably.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, Jesse and Bullseye will just,
Wait, John, this is a genuine
Or-
question. Okay, go ahead.
Or, ready?
Yes.
Or the toys told him.
Oh, yes!
Okay. I'm just gonna let that.
John, when I'm so sorry that this is gonna go over by a minute. When the Toy Story 2 famously almost got very deleted.
Yep.
Did they tell you, when it was happening? Were they like, "Uh-oh, buddy, you might have to come back in and do it
Well-
all over
No, because
again"?
the audio hadn't been deleted. It was only the animation.
Touching me so sensually. It's very weird.
I've drank some wine, too.
I know.
I do remember I was 12, 13 at the time, and I do remember there was like a tension that was palpable.
Wow.
And they were like, there was like backing up and like, you know, back it up and like, do we have the script? And, like, let's do the script again. Like, I remember there was some drama that I didn't fully understand, but I knew something kind of intense was happening.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, thank God we live in the brightest timeline
Mo?
where the files were recovered. Nina, anything you want to plug and any ideas of streaming services where Frasier could end up?
No, I'm good.
On both counts.
Nina, you have a show tomorrow here.
It's your show, Patrick.
It is a show
Jeez.
that I'm helping to run.
Okay. So tomorrow, we're doing a reading of the holiday classic Star Wars Christmas special.
The Star Wars Holiday Special. Tomorrow at Cobb's Comedy Club at noon, and it's an insane cast. It's got Nina, but also Connor Ratliff and Griffin Newman. It's got Mary Holland. It's got Paul Scheer. It's got Rob Hubel. It's got newly announced Adam Pally is doing the show. Don Bees, who played Boba Fett in the special edition of Star Wars, is playing Boba Fett in the holiday special reading.
Bazooka Jane and her jet-propelled horse will both be in the show tomorrow.
Yes. Many.
Can you guess who I'm playing?
Yeah.
No, it's not Chewbacca.
It's not Chewbacca.
Does it have Frasier season 3 in it?
I can read.
Season 3, Frasier. Season 3, Frasier. Season 3, Frasier. Season 3, Frasier.
But there's still tickets left. If you guys want to come, you should come because it's going to be fucking crazy. And there's stuff we haven't announced yet that's in it, and it's going to be very fun. We're also doing 2 shows at Dynasty Typewriter in Los Angeles on Tuesday. They will be live streamed. Grab the live stream tickets because there's a lot of stuff that we have not announced that are in those shows and people who are not announced. We're going to be in the back corner back there with JoJo signing posters.
Merch table.
Hang on, George. One sec. George, let me finish this. Just getting an order.
No.
George, we got to get this out, and then you can do whatever it is you want to do.
Finish. It's his show.
No. What do we have to get out?
What?
This entire show is scripted.
Yeah. No, I'm saying just get in an orderly line and we'll be out in a few minutes and we would love to see you and say hi and stuff. And we've got some cool new posters that are going to be out there. And come say hi. That's it.
Now, Patrick, I didn't like anything you said. I want to say, are the party people, are they waiting outside to come in right now? Are the party people waiting outside? Well, no. They want to have their good time. You have both hands?
Did anyone have a good time? That is what George just asked. Don't give it to me. Give it to Anna. Okay, George.
I want to thank our guests for doing this show.
Rob Corddry.
I want to thank Rob and Mo and John and Nina and Watto and Patrick.
Hey!
Finish it up, George. Bring it home. Bring it home.
I want to just quickly say that George, before the show, said, Watto, could you help me do a self-tape after the show tonight?
I want to thank everybody for coming out to this show. I hope everybody got a puzzle piece. I know we're supposed to stop the show.
Yeah.
Patrick, that's a you problem.
Let my man cook.
Okay.
I want to talk for a few minutes about the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art.
A few minutes?
Cut Patrick's mic.
This is a book. I don't know how many of you own this book. This is a book about Norman Rockwell. My buddy Steve and I are the number one and number two. I'm number one and he's number two Norman Rockwell collectors in the world. We have the most Normie Rockwells of anybody. Nobody even comes close. Nobody even comes close. and I'm opening a museum in Los Angeles. I know it's a long drive. I know it's a long drive. It's a short flight, but we can't take planes anymore. Those days are over. Those days are over. President Plane Crash is now in office. He fired everybody who runs the planes. He fired everybody who runs the planes, and every third flight will now crash. That's what we voted for. That's what we chose.
Don't say we. Don't say we. Don't turn around and say we.
I'm just saying.
Don't say we.
Somebody on this panel must have voted for this. Every third flight will now crash. That's just the way it is now. We just have to deal with that. When you get on a plane now, you know it's a calculated risk in a way it wasn't before. All the people who know how to make the planes not crash into each other are gone. They're gone.
I think we can all leave the stage if we want.
No.
Let's let him do this.
Hold on. This is important. Norman Rockwell, he knew what was going on before it ever happened. He knew what was going on.
George.
5 stars!
George, just say may the force be with you.
I know we said we'd open the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art in 2025. I know we've said it every year for a while now that we were going to open it. We really will in 2026. I promise. I promise. I promise it'll open next year. I promise. Listen to me. I have people working on it. I have somebody, I'm not going to say who. I have a guy who's going to make sure that the museum opens next year. So you can go down there and look at all the Normie Rockwells you want. You have to drive down. Okay? You have to drive down. It's not safe to fly anymore.
Say it, George. End the show.
I want to thank SJ.
You flipped
No.
it.
Wait,
No.
hold on.
No.
Hold on, SJ?
No.
Flipped it.
No?
No.
SJ?
Yes.
SJ, social justice. And what were you?
Katie Lang.
Katie Lang.
Katie Lang, KDSJ, the newest droid. And it's not a Star Wars droid. It belongs to all of us. It's a public domain droid. The first public domain droid so we can hang out with. Let me tell you something. KDSJ can. Patrick? I don't want to hear it. I know we're supposed to end. This is the kind of thing that is ultimately good for Sketchfest. If the party starts 5 to 10 minutes late, it is ultimately, Rob, we agree, right? It's ultimately good for Sketchfest.
Ultimately, it's probably great for
You're right.
Sketchfest.
It
All
makes
right.
the
It's like,
party cool.
What is
In the
less
very
cool?
long run.
Hold on. What is less cool than a party that starts on time? KDSJ is the first public domain, what do you call it? Like community property droid character. It's owned by all of us.
Except for the design.
What? Oh, right. Mo takes a cut of every first. He gets the first 10 cents of every dollar.
Open source, you said?
But here,
Open source?
KDSJ can hang out with Steamboat Willie and do the skeleton dance. Okay? These are public domain things. I want to thank Rob and Mo and John and Nina and Watto and Patrick and all of you. I want to thank everyone at Sketchfest. I know the party is starting a little late, but I promise you, this just makes the party better. If we're a little late, the party's so much better. A party that starts on time is no party at all. That's just an obligation. A party that starts late, oh, that's so cool. What are you looking at, Patrick? I don't know how, I drank 2 bottles of wine.
End the show.
Okay. Before I end the show. Near, far, wherever you are, I know that ship into the iceberg that made the ship sink into the ocean. Thanks to all our guests. Thanks to Sketchfest. May the force be with you always.